So today was a kind of a tricky little day. And I'm going to do something a little bit different well, not super different, but basically today I'm going to recap the 3 trades I made today. And yes, I made 3. If you were on the live stream, I only made 2. And then like 15 minutes after the live stream, there was a really nice opportunity with CLSK. I think that was the right ticker. We had a nice little breakout back above VWAP, above the 15-minute EMA, nice little pullback, got aggressive, and then we sold into a move higher. So we actually ended the day green, which was really, really cool. We were down a little bit, not really the biggest red day, but then we made back profits and then some. So that was a cool way to end the day. But that's not why I entered the trade. I entered the trade because the setup was really, really nice. And that's what I want to focus on in this recap video. So I'm going to go over the 3 trades I made today on the 3 different stocks. And on each one of those stocks, I'm going to talk about what trade I should have made instead. In one of those even includes pre-market, which I typically don't do. Yeah, I think that is going to be a cool little way to kind of, take a step back and be like, okay, what should we have done today? And I'll tell you right now, the biggest thing, the biggest lesson, I hope that bird's not too loud. It's like, pop, 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 pop. But it's been crazy here with the birds. But the biggest lesson I think today, after watching my recap again and just kind of going through it, is the fact that just looking for the most obvious, cleanest setup. If you can take that setup, that trade thesis, that entry, and show it to your friend that has no idea about trading, and they're like, "Oh, I get it. That's that's a pretty obvious move." Those tend to be the best, and those are the ones I'm going to be talking about in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy and are able to learn something from this video. So if you guys do enjoy this content, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're totally new here, don't forget we go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to first review the watch list and then trade the market open every morning. So I'd love to see you there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join that chat room tomorrow. Let's get on with the recap video now. All right, guys. Welcome to the recap video. It's 11:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So CLSK, this was one of our lead gappers on the day. And what was the catalyst? It was increased earnings. They also had some collaborations recently. So these guys have been building up a little bit of momentum. And yeah, so year to date, increase in revenue. So always a good kind of fundamental kind of catalyst. I always really like the earnings catalyst because it means there's a bit more substance behind it. It's not just like some PR article that's, some maybe trying to get a lot of people into the stock and then, dump a direct public offering or something like that. CLSK pre-market, nice little rally here, 88%. The problem was it didn't really hold its highs that well. It had a bit of a red to green move. But, this is tough. So I'm going to review the trades that I made today, and then I'm going to review the 3 trades I probably should have made today, because this was just my last trade and it's after 11 o'clock. And the only reason I entered CLSK is because it's been creeping up in dollar volume, and we had a nice healthy pullback here to 2.37 roughly. I entered at 2.35 and then, so far 11% rally. And so this one, ended up, let me move the microphone, ended up actually doing a nice little move. And typically, like I said, I don't trade after 11, but if I see a good opportunity and I have some leftover cash, today I had some leftover cash, I will make some trades if it looks like a good opportunity. Otherwise, I'm totally fine not trading after 11, if things are just trending to the downside. Yeah, so this is, let me quickly go to the monitor tab. And today was a messy day. I traded today kind of all over the place. We had a few good entries today, and I want to talk about those specifically. First trade was first trade was MVIS, lost 41 bucks. That's how I started the day. Then GNPX, boom, another loser. We were up on this one a little bit, and then we were down. And then CLSK, finally we had a winner. I know these are small amounts. I'm trading with extremely small position size right now. We're doing the small account challenge, and I take my account, $6,000, and I split it up into basically 6 trades, and I can trade 3 per day. So basically, if I trade three trades on Monday, those will become available again on Wednesday, because we're using a cash account, just in case you guys are totally new here. And that's how we're alternating and growing the account. We started with $4,000 and now we're at $6,300, and that's with already paying ourselves 25% of the last month's profit every month. So we're kind of treating it like a little tiny hedge fund. So we're constantly paying ourselves as well. So the account growth should be probably a little closer to 7,000 already. Yeah, it was a bit of a red day. We had $50 red, and then now we are, $10 profitable in the green. Not really, it doesn't really matter too much. But it was nice to kind of just fix the day a little bit. And that's not really what I was trying to do. I was being very cautious here, and just because I saw a good opportunity, I kind of jumped on it. I love these, lead gappers that hold their highs and then they pull back and start trending above VWAP. I did kind of want to hold this one a little bit longer. My original plan was actually to sell half around the 47. That's what I got. So 45. I sold half here. It took 2 tries, and then I kind of wanted to hold the rest for quite some time. But honestly, as we kind of were breaking out here, I was pretty happy to take some profit and kind of take it off the table. This was a smaller position size again, so we actually probably made close to 7% on this trade. It was like a $900 position size. Quite a sweet little trade. But CLSK, this was around 10.15. This is when I should have took my first trade on CLSK, because we started making higher lows. So right here, higher low, higher low, higher low. And right here, this is when it got really interesting. We were looking at it. It had a nice little pullback here, consolidating above VWAP. Some volume was still light on this one. That made me a little bit iffy. But then instantly I had a 10% candle, big volume, pulled back right here back to like 196. And that's really when it began a 40% rally. And we were looking at this. I actually had a few limit orders in this area. You can see CLSK, I think they were somewhere here. These are filled orders. These are canceled orders. CLSK here at $2, and then I moved it to 198. So if I held in this area, we would have had a nice little entry right here at the $2 or the 198, depending. Would have took about 2% risk, and risk 2% to, I probably would have sold near the 2.3s. But that would have been a really nice 16, 15, 18% move. I don't know if I would have held into this, but again, CLSK would have been such a good one. So that's the first trade I should have done. That was at 10:15 or right here at 10 o'clock. So I'm a little disappointed I didn't go ahead and do that. MVIS, this is the first trade we did, and let me talk about what I should have done. Let me go back here. MVIS was a lead gapper on the day. Look at this. MVIS is just totally selling off. You got to really watch out with these things. I don't like trading after 11 o'clock just because stuff like this doesn't have any news out, but I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with some really, really ugly news. Not to mention MVIS, this, it's been up for quite some time now. So this is, it was at 15 cents about a few weeks ago, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 big green days and 5 big green days, or 5 green days in general. I would say probably though, this is our 3rd big green day, but at that point you really want to watch out. There's some nasty stuff that comes out sometimes in the news. In terms of actual catalyst today, there wasn't a specific catalyst besides, where was that? Trending higher. There was a little bit of stuff moving, listing, deficiency notice, first quarter results. So they had some good results here. Yeah, so I think this is a bit more of a short squeeze. Just, oh God, 130 million shares outstanding as well. That's not what you want to see. The volume though is really nice. That's the one thing that kind of made me excited about MVS. So there's MVIS. There's 2 times I should have traded this one. This is the trade I did make. Actually, let me talk about pre-market really quickly here. So pre-market, this thing was running up about 66%. That's really nice, trending near the highs. Big time resistance though in this area before, between 1.5 and 1.6. You can see it here on the daily chart. But let me scroll here again. But into the market open, this is when it was getting really interesting, and I actually really wanted to trade it here. So we had, the 1.5 to 1.6, that was a key range. And when this 1.5 area held again, and we started making a nice move here to the upside, I wanted to trade this one pre-market, 155. And then instantly this thing ran up about 12, 13%. That would have been the second trade I should have done today. I don't typically trade pre-market that much, but that one I kind of do regret not trading a little bit. I had this really good gut feeling that, boom, I should go get aggressive with this one. To be honest, I was editing the sombrero on my head for the thumbnail because today is Cinco de Mayo, so happy Cinco de Mayo, but kind of ridiculous. What I did on MVIS instead was I traded right here the pullback to 150. I got a pretty decent entry at 152, but then we pulled back a little bit more. I was risking getting close to my max stop loss, and I got out. Took kind of a 4% loss on this one, which kind of sucked because it was the first trade on the day, but 4% wasn't that bad. Instead, MVIS, I should have traded this one as we broke 1.5, and we're kind of holding the areas pretty decently because the selling volume really started to fade at one point. So that would have been maybe the other way to trade this one. Or if I didn't want to do that one, and this is what I said on the live stream, we had one big candle here. It was like it was like a 7% candle. And then we had a second candle that brought it to like a 10% move in 2 minutes. And then we had a quick pullback back to the 1.5. So now we have a failed breakdown from a key support level, and then we have a break back above it. And guess what? And a pullback. So that would have been probably the best first trade on the day, but second trade I'm reviewing now. The second trade I should have done today. The first one was with CLSK. So this was instantly a 12% move, pulled back, and then boom, another 12% move. So boom, MVIS. That could have been two trades right there. This one was really clean. This one was a little sketchy, but since MVIS was the lead mover on the day, I should have identified that and then been like, slammy whammy, I'm going hard on this one. Just be a poker player, a tag poker player, tight and aggressive. Wait till you have a good hand. This is a good setup. Get aggressive. Boom, 10% in just a few minutes. You could have took maybe half the profits, sold half your position, and held through this pullback, or maybe averaged up. That would have been a second way to hold into this one a little bit longer, but again, I didn't do that. Yeah. And then GNPX. So this is the third trade I did today, and let me say what I should have done today. GNPX, we bought a nice little pullback here, or let me just kind of wrap up GNPX quickly pre-market. 65% gapping up, has like mixed news, collaboration with the university, some gene therapy, exclusive worldwide patent. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even trust GNPX because the way we've traded in the past, it's very weird to trade. They had a direct public offering here. It was just a very shady stock to trade. And I remember it was very difficult. So I wasn't super stoked about trading GNPX. Did have catalyst though, was in the price range, did have big dollar volume, 200 million right now, did have a nice amount of shares outstanding, less than 50 million. So it totally fit our criteria. I just didn't I knew GNPX was a tough one to trade. So here is, pre-market, I didn't really trade it, or not pre-market, into the market open, I didn't really trade it because I was so fixated on MVIS. We had one failed breakout here, another failed breakout here, and we eventually had a really nice failed breakout here. And flat top breakouts, this is a flat top breakout, they tend to do very, very well, especially when it's a lead gapper with big volume. It runs up 10%, and I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably buy the pullback here because I don't like trading GNPX. I'm not going to get aggressive on a breakout. So the pullback entry was actually not too bad. We got a nice little pullback here, but we didn't have a continuation. This thing did not continue breaking out. And if you check the long-term chart, it's a little unfortunate because this was a $4, flat top breakout, and I was like, okay, we might see a nice little run to 5. I mean, that's very, very likely. The problem is, we're on the backside of a fairly big move, and there's probably going to be a lot of back holders in this trade. There's going to be a lot of people that just been waiting to get out of this stock, and now's their opportunity. So GNPX, yeah, I don't know. I think in this area, we weren't really able to hold our highs, and we've been pulling back ever since. So it was good that I got out. I took a tiny loss, less than a 1% loss on this trade, so that's good. But, looking back, this is how I should have traded GNPX. So GNPX had a pretty solid open, actually quite surprising, 17%. Did have a lot of resistance here, but guess what? I mean, here's a first resistance, here's a second resistance, we break above it, we bounce off of this. This is a 20% move. So we know there's clearly support and resistance at 3.6. And after this big morning breakout, guess what happens? We pull back to 3.6 almost perfectly, and we have a nice 16% move in just a few candles. 1, 2, 3, 1 minute pullback, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles, and 16%. So if you waited 7 minutes, you would have made 16%. There's probably no way I would have waited all 7 minutes. I probably would have took my profits here at 8%. But that just shows you that's when you want to get aggressive. These really simple moves, really, really obvious. You should be able to explain this entry to anybody, even somebody that doesn't trade stocks. And those tend to be the best setups. So I hope you guys were able to take away something from that. CLSK, GNPX, and MVIS, 3 trades I made today, and 3 trades I should have made today. I ended today green, but I could have ended today much, much greener, getting aggressive on the obvious stuff, the stuff that's just right in front of us. I feel like I'm going crazy right now, but yeah. You know, it's in hindsight, it's always 2020, or else this would be very easy to do, but constantly reviewing this stuff, at one point it becomes much, much easier. And then at the time when it's happening, it starts clicking a little bit and you're like, oh my God, you know, this is that obvious setup. So that's kind of what I hope you guys take away in this video. And we've had a really nice start to March. I mean, it's been a great month so far. I mean, it's only what, 5 days in, but it's, you know, it's a solid little start to the week here, and I'm totally enjoying it. Yeah, so here we go. We're just going to keep on going. Don't forget to leave a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing. Like I said in the intro, we go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to trade the market open. So I'd love to see you there. And yeah, until then, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.